I tried to keep this video as clean and neat as possible. It is, however, a video on how to field dress a deer. In order to do that, I have to take parts that are normally inside of a deer and relocate them to the outside of the deer. If that sort of thing is going to bother you, you shouldn't watch it. There are plenty of cat videos or toy unboxing videos that may be more your speed. For starters, let's pick a knife. You don't need to get too fancy. Field dressing isn't going to require a very long blade. Sharp is way more important than length. 2 to 4 inch blades will be plenty sufficient. I like to pick a fixed blade or a folder that locks. While a standard pocket knife blade is almost always long enough, you don't want the knife folding on your fingers during this process, or any time for that matter. Alright, here's how I start. I grab some of the loose skin under the hindquarters and pull up. I make a slice in the skin just to get an opening that I can get my knife into. It's very important not to just stick your knife blade in all the way. If you do that, you're going to puncture things like stomach or intestines, and you're going to have a stinky mess to contend with. Also, wearing gloves is recommended. Yeah, I know I'm not wearing them, but they say you should. Next, I'm going to angle my knife upward. Make sure you're cutting away from yourself in case the knife slips. I only cut up to the rib cage. Some use saws to cut through ribs, but I never really feel like carrying a bunch of extra tools. Once you get up to the rib cage, there will be a thin membrane that separates the intestines from the heart-lung area. You will feel what feels like a wall. Just stick your knife in and slice an opening. Once you get your hands in there, it will rip open wider easily. This will allow you to remove the heart and lungs. Sometimes I'm able to rip the esophagus, and other times I reach my knife in and cut it up as high as is comfortable. Next, I start working my way back to the vent. The big thing to be careful with here is not to cut into the hindquarters while you do this. If you do, you are likely going to ruin some of the meat that will need to be cut away due to being spoiled from fluids, insects, or dirt that should not be inside the meat. Again, keep your knife blade up and cut up the center until you get to the pelvis. Then I like to take some of the inside skin from the hindquarter back to the vent to help with leverage to remove the vent. I then cut around the vent cavity. I like to get the knife inside to cut some of the connective tissue on either side. Again, just be careful not to get into the meat. Then, to avoid breaking the bladder, I like to pull everything to the inside of the cavity. Just clean up any remaining connective tissue, double check the cavity for any remaining organs that you may have missed. I then usually flip over the deer and let the cavity get rid of fluids from inside and drain out. After you get the hang of it, it'll only take a couple minutes. Just take your time on the first couple. And carrying a small pack of wet wipes is great for cleaning up your hands and your knife. Hopefully this helps. I have probably done 50 deer like this. I'm sure there will be plenty of people with a different way, and feel free to tell me how I'm wrong and that you're right in the comments section. If this video helped you out, please hit that subscribe and like button. Thank you.